Ramu Ndibingu meets University Way. All those businesses have been without power since yesterday. Is there power rationing in the country currently? Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senator
Joe Newton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will make reference to question number A by the Honorable Senator for the Rakanithi about power outages, Mr. Speaker. And although the Senator asked about power outages around Chuka University, but Mr. Speaker, this is a problem that we are having around the country. And the CS has actually gone to details and explained about connectivity and, assured of quality and reliable power supply. But my question to the Honorable CS is, exactly what is your ministry doing to see to it that we have stable power supply? And I ask this because no less a person than the President has actually admitted that there is power shedding, meaning that we do not produce enough power for our country. Have you ever considered nuclear energy so that we may have constant power supply in the country? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator for Nairobi City County, the Honorable Edwin Sifuna.
Mr. Speaker, immediately I heard the President speaking about this load shedding. I knew that the target was that moratorium that had been put on IPPs. It has not taken more than 3 weeks, and I've heard that the CS confirmed here that the moratorium has been lifted. This House, through the Energy Committee, conducted an inquiry into the cost of electricity. A report was produced, and it was actually adopted by this House, Honorable CS, Honorable Speaker. One of the things that we found is that there is a lot of opaqueness in the award of these power purchase agreements to these IPPs. There was a lot of shadiness in the ownership of the IPPs. The report of this House is there. So the question that I want to put to the CS, now that this moratorium has been lifted, what measures have been put in place to ensure that the problems uncovered by this House, including, Honorable Speaker, that opaqueness, the onerous terms, including payments to these IPPs denominated in dollar currency, lack of transparency, and even measures put in place to give priority, Honorable Speaker, to IPPs who've been waiting for these power purchase agreements, like the one solar plant in Nyeri that we saw. Somebody had been waiting 13 years for the power purchase agreement. What measures have been put in place to make sure there will be no corruption this time around, that there will be no onerous terms that have been put on those IPPs for Kenyans to enjoy low power costs? I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator for Meru County, Senator Kathuri Murungi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I want also to take this opportunity to welcome my brother, CS for Energy in this House. Honorable Speaker, I served with him for 10 years in the National Assembly. So when I see him here, I'm very proud that we are really also progressing to other tasks in this country. And I hope also in the near future will also be in another level, maybe, since we are progressing positively, not negatively. So, Mr. Speaker, Meru County, Mr. Speaker, the connectivity in Meru is very low, especially in some constituencies. And I saw also the PS in one of the constituencies. Igembe North has 19.2% of households that are connected. Similarly, Tigania East, 19.4%, Tigania West, 24%, Igembe Central, 22.3%. I'm aware that there is a money set aside for Meru connectivity, electricity connectivity at 2.4 billion. But going with these statistics, Honorable CS, I don't think we can do much in that county, because the figures, as I've read, you can see we have a challenge. So what is the ministry doing to make sure that these constituencies with low connectivity at least match up to 50% of the households to be connected by 2027? Maybe is there an elaborate plan that the ministry has at least to lift these constituencies with rural connectivity, at least to match those with 50% and 70%. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator for Nandi County, the Honorable Samson Charanke.
Mr. Speaker, on this part outage or power blackout, I've seen the CS has conveniently left out a very important issue. My concern is on the replacement, especially when there is a power blackout or outage in a region, especially in Nandi, we have a number of faulty transformers. So my question is, if there is no load shedding or power rationing, how long does it take to replace most of the faulty transformers? And I know it might not have been the CS then, but can you shed light? Because, Speaker, the reason we have power outage mostly is because when the transformers are faulty or they are damaged. So how long does it take to replace one transformer, Mr. Speaker? And is there ways to establish the needs or the support within that power line of transformer so that we can put this matter to rest? I thank you, Speaker.
Senator Mandago.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I just wanted to ask the CS, what is the national average connectivity for the country, and how does Tharaka Nithi compare to Murang'a, Nyeri, Meru, Kiambu, so that we can have a fair comparison of the west and the east of the mountain in terms of connectivity, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable CS, you may now proceed to respond. Before you respond, Honorable CS, Senator Boni, you had a supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we don't understand why, when this rationing is there, Western Kenya tends to be the biggest casualty. What is the reason? You are well placed to tell us, because fortunately for us, you also come from Western Kenya. And by that I mean Western Province, the former Nyanza Province, and parts of Rift Valley, Uasin Gishu, and Nandi. What is the reason?
Honorable CS, you have 5 minutes to respond to those supplementary questions. You may proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me just answer these questions in the order they came, but some will be answered jointly. For instance, the matter of connectivity, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as a country, we are committed to attaining universal electricity access by the year 2030, Honorable Speaker. That is a commitment that the government has made and is working progressively towards attaining. Honorable Speaker, as we speak, the national connectivity, average national connectivity is about 76%. The national access rate. And of course, it goes without saying that different parts of the country are at different levels, Honorable Speaker. I may need to go back and come up with comprehensive data covering every part of the country, Honorable Speaker. Suffice it to say, Honorable Speaker, that in Tharaka Nithi County, for instance, Mara and Chuka-Igamba-Ng'ombe constituencies are fairly ahead of Tharaka constituency. Yes, but I can share the specific figures with the House, Honorable Speaker, if you allow me, at an opportune moment. What is critical is that we are working progressively towards attaining universal access by the year 2030, Honorable Speaker. As a matter of fact, Kenya is also a party to the Africa Mission 300, which is a serious endeavor being spearheaded by the World Bank and Africa Development Bank to bring on board some additional 300 million people to access electricity. Okay? Honorable Speaker, the second issue, of course, about Muinimbingu University, it is an isolated case, and of course, the relevant entity is seized of the matter. Yes, it is regrettable that it has taken long, but we are hopeful that by the time we are leaving this place, power will be back. Yes, I've been assured, Honorable Speaker. Again, Honorable Speaker, the issue of stable, reliable power supply, I have spoken to it at length. And I've said that we have a number of initiatives that we have embarked on, including the nuclear energy power that Senator Nyutu talked about. For the first time, this country is looking at a clear case of establishing a nuclear power plant. And we are more than determined that by the year 2027, 2028, we should be doing some groundbreaking, Honorable Speaker. And that nuclear power plant, Honorable Speaker, is going initially to produce some 5,000 megawatts, which is significant, Honorable Speaker, of course, in different phases. The first one, of course, being in Siaya County, as has been proclaimed by His Excellency the President. Honorable Speaker, the matter of PPAs has been spoken to, again, at length, by various houses, committees of this House and the National Assembly. Honorable Speaker, we are learning from past experiences and therefore making improvements to the process of coming up with the PPAs. Honorable Speaker, if one takes time to read the report of the Committee on Energy of the National Assembly that has ultimately lifted the moratorium, Honorable Speaker, you will see a raft of recommendations in that committee report, amongst which are one, for the first time now, these PPAs will only come into force upon approval by the Attorney General, something that was never the case before. That enhances transparency, Honorable Speaker, to a very, very large extent. Again, for the first time, Honorable Speaker, from the recommendation of that committee's report, these PPAs will be pegged on both Kenya shillings and dollars for the first time. Previously, of course, they were basically and exclusively dollar denominated. Honorable Speaker, it's also important to point out that in developing these PPAs, we are guided by the Least Coast Power Development Plan, which is our blueprint. It's our guidebook in terms of determining how much power we need to generate when and where.